does work through us. He does. And he'll keep doing it as long as you call on him for advice, man, counsel. It's right there in your heart and mind. He's given it. It's not a secret. It's not hidden, man. Otherwise, we couldn't emulate him. Remember, with the etiquette, the dignity and respect, or, as the case may be, the lack thereof, you offer your perceived nemesis, you should expect the same to be offered you by those whom you perceive as their nemesis, your nemesis. You understand? What goes around comes around. It's very simple, logical fact, like Isaac Newton, the scientist, pointed out. Okay, for every action, there's an equal to opposite reaction. It's like like throwing a rock in a lake. There's ripples. There's an effect, cause and effect. There's chain reactions. That's what they've done to us economically. That's how they've taken away any sense of, any semblance of social, political, and economic cohesion in our land. God, these people, they throw mud. How hard is it to throw mud in the water and confuse issues, convolute stuff, so that we're always off balance? We lack self-confidence. We lack confidence to make real changes, to demand change. We're all not sure. We're off balance, off footing. You know, this is what they do, and they create the division. And well, it's easier to pick the low-hanging fruit, so we'll just blame this guy because he's a MAGA supporter, blame this guy because he's not. And you know, it just, God Almighty, we're so screwed up. Blame socialists without even, you know, explaining that the socialists weren't created out of a vacuum. That it's crony capitalism. That they're so, you know, being a defender of capitalism, you got to explain. That you understand. I mean, but people just bandy terms about without getting in depth and explaining the why and wherefore. So many people, why do they sympathize with socialism? You think they're all just a bunch of beggars, that just bums, that just want handouts and all this crap? No, I'd much rather see sound economic policies gradually fix our problems than a basic universal income. But get the damn cat skinned, okay? The hour is late. The time is up, man. The jig is up. Let's get it together here, folks. Okay? Fix our damn problems. Stop being intellectually dishonest and pretend that, all this socialist sympathy and the promotion of socialism, it just happened in a vacuum. I don't know. They're just deranged lunatics. I don't know, man. Matt Bracken, why don't you explain, man? Oh, no. Crony capitalism. What is crony? Do you know what the bailout of '08, how outraged people were about capitalism? And how guys like Michael Moore got so much credence within these circles? You don't play stupid, man. Stop it. Stop it, damn it. Stop playing stupid. I'm just so mad about this stuff. It's the intellectual dishonest that makes me nuts, man. That's worse than a straight-up liar. You could call them and say, you just lied. Oh, yeah, you're right. You caught me. But this intellectual dishonesty, I mean, it's like they, you know, just want to just wind it out like it's a part of their personality. It's like, God, I mean, it's repugnant, man. I see Harvey Levin do that, and I don't like it because he's smarter than that. You know what a frame-up is, and throw the possibility out there at least. You're not saying it, but you're just saying, hey, that maybe. Who knows? And later you find out it is, and then you don't have to eat your words so much. Wow, I supported this guy so much, but it turned out it was a frame-up. He was blaming the MAGA supporters when really it was he made the whole thing up, put a rope around his neck and smacked him around. I mean, what really happened to Jesse Smollett? I'm not saying that is what happened. But I just say you've got to put the possibility out there since there's no footage of it. When you got all these security cameras everywhere, why isn't there any footage of it? What the hell's going on? In the eternal scheme of things, how much does it really matter if one dies as a rich man or a poor one? Of course, when I talk about man, I'm talking about woman. It's womankind, it's mankind, it's humankind. They're interchangeable. Whenever we are feeling fearful, stressed out, or insecure, we become frustrated and angry. In seeking ways to escape these decidedly bad feelings, we seek various and sundry vices in an attempt to anesthetize our pain, to control and contain our situation to ourselves. This is perceived as easier than vainly attempting the external monumental issues causing our woes. Well, it's really not in vain, but that's how we perceive it often, that better to just take the easy way out and blame ourselves, right? But really, I'm very curious about how many vices would go away if we had, justice and fairness to be the rule of the day on the earth, and the good guys were running the show, not the bad ones. The reason everyone is a, quote, drug addict is because God created and imbued our brains with feel-good drugs, namely oxytocin and dopamine. Likely, obviously, God did this in order to ensure his command to go forth, be fruitful, and multiply was accomplished, and with joy. The trick is to control these drugs. That's right. That's why everybody has a place in going to a 12-step program. If you've ever had an addiction to dopamine or oxytocin, of course, sexual activity produces those chemicals. Anything that conjures up those feelings in us produces those chemicals. So, and if you've ever felt like you lack self-control, that's what it is. You probably could use a 12-step program and some tools for self-control. And listening to others that might have bigger issues than you might be able to help you from more serious issues. A quick litmus test to determine whether or not you are found fit and deserving of a better world is to ask yourself and ask God whether or not you are truly, honestly yearning for the captives, all the captives, to be set free from the chains of any and all chains that bind them. Are you willing? Everybody be set free? Understanding that your desire for each and every human being is what your desire, your destiny is based upon. Those whom are truly pure in heart, with purely good desires for every person, will see good, will see God. The others get what they are willing that others get, some form of bondage, enslavement, and oppression. Right, unless you want everyone to be free, then you're going to get a degree of enslavement that you brought on yourself because you weren't willing that everybody be set free. Simply practice being that truly nice human being you really want to be. And daily you will be one step closer, whether or not you realize it. Give me one good reason why you and I and everyone else cannot learn to live together in peace, harmony, safety, security, freedom, and prosperity. You can't, because there is no good reason. If you consider yourself to be a normal, decent, upright character, I know what's bugging you, contending within the bounds of a wholly unjust establishment. Oh yeah, that bugs every good, decent, upright person out there. Secularly, it is, to say worldly, temporally speaking, the term success merely means making lots of money. Another way to explain worldly success is feeding your master, the beast, the tip-top money lover, and in return you receive a cut of the ambrosia, the money, the false god, the root of all evil. Not some of the evil. The love of money, the root of all the evil. From many well-heeled individuals, though not all, I get the sense that because they pay the most in taxes, their voice should be the loudest, and take preference over those whom pay least taxes, specifically the poor, and for this reason, the nation belong more to them, the rich, of course, than others, especially the poor, whom pay relatively little taxes. This is just one more example of utter madness being normalized. The way I see it, those whom pay most in taxes are essentially, for all metaphorical intents and purposes, are most nourishing the beast and giving the beast sustenance, keeping the beast strong, feeding well the beast, so that the beast may continue devouring the poor. In my book, those among us whom are simply nice human beings automatically rate high. Yeah, just be a nice human being, a good-hearted person, and you rate high in my book. Remember the monstrous souls at the top of this heap of dung, this cesspool of misery, death, and destruction. Those murderous kingpins, those devilish masterminds. Don't give a rat's ass whether you call yourself a liberal, a conservative, a socialist, a capitalist, a Democrat, or a Republican. They just want to keep steering this ship of fools to destruction. So you want to know